Hi Webster City, this is the 14th episode of the third season of From the Middle.
Today is Wednesday, March 3rd, 2010.
I'm Cooper.
And I'm Madeline.
This show's theme is caring, because at WCMS we all strive to be respectful, responsible, and caring.
You know, Cooper, here at Webster City Middle School, we've been affected by something that happens all too often to families everywhere. We found out that our principal, Mrs. Hacker-Kluver, is undergoing chemotherapy for the treatment of cancer.
Cancer is a hard word to hear and say when it happens to someone you know.
That's for sure. But the students and staff want everyone to know that we care.
So let's go to our first report from the 8th grade and hear how everyone showed their caring character to Mrs. Hacker-Kluver.
Hey everyone, it's Jschlatt here, and I'm here to tell you all about the hat day we had last Friday on the 26th. On that day, we all showed up to school in our hats and wigs to show our support for Mrs. Hacker-Kluver while she's undergoing her chemotherapy. Even though not everyone was wearing a hat, they still supported Mrs. Hacker-Kluver, like sending all these cards here that she put up on her wall. And we can still support her every day by following the 6 pillars of character and being good students. Now to Marshall with the sight to see.
Hey WCMS, it's Marshall here. This week's site to see is Blackle. Blackle is a website that is exactly like Google, except the screen is black so that you can save energy. Blackle.com is an energy-saving website that can save over 250 watts an hour if everyone used Blackle instead of Google. You can help the world by using Blackle every time you go to use Google. When you use Blackle, you are saving energy. Even though small amounts of energy you are saving are not very much, a little bit adds up every day. Blackle is one huge step on the road of being environmentally friendly. This has been Marshall reporting on From the Middle.
Thanks guys, and please choose Blackle to care for the earth.
Hey Cooper, did you know that in our drive to raise 80 for Haiti, we raised $2,154 for Haiti relief?
Wow, that's amazing. I'm really surprised because there were tons of pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters that went to those collection jars.
And every class raised at least $80, so they all get to participate in some spongeball fun.
Thanks, WCMS, for all of your care for the victims in Haiti. The money will be sent off to the Red Cross.
Now let's hear from the 6th graders who are learning about Greece and take a look at another way a student is caring for others with this report on our Focus On.
Hi, this is Christopher. In 6th grade, we are learning about Greece. It's pretty awesome because you got some gods, some wars, and some games. That sounds like the perfect plan for awesomeness, at least I think. To learn about the Greeks, we got to use a special website that walked you through each part of a Greek person's life. From clothing to wars, it covered it all. We also learned about 2 of the major cities, Athens and Sparta. They are very different. To demonstrate, I have 2 friends here. Cole will be Athens, and Alex will be Sparta. So, what is Athens like?
We cherish knowledge and freedom. Whatever people want to do is fine. We don't force anything on you.
What about Sparta?
The important thing is our military. We train our boys and force them into the military. If a boy is too weak at birth, we leave them to die.
Athens, what do you think about Sparta's way of life?
They focus too much on being strong. No one really has a choice on what they want to do. Our military is made up of people that actually want to do it.
As you can see, Sparta is obviously the stronger city. Yet when Greece was in danger of being taken over, it was Sparta that failed and peaceful Athens that took down the invaders. Greek people also created the Olympic Games. Now to Mariah.
Hey WCMS, Mariah here for the 6th grade Focus On. This time we're focusing on Haley Griffith. Haley, what did you do to be focused on?
I cut off 15 inches of my hair and donated it to Locks of Love.
What is Locks of Love and what do they do?
Locks of Love is an organization and they take people's hair and make them into wigs for people who have lost their hair.
How much hair minimum can you donate?
The minimum you can donate is 10 inches.
How did you learn about Locks of Love?
I did research on organizations like this one, and Locks of Love seemed the best.
That's cool. Thanks, Haley. Now let's go back to talk to our anchors.
Wow, that would take a lot of courage to cut off your hair.
Yeah, well, let's go to the 7th graders and hear what they are learning about in 7th grade guidance class.
Hi, I'm Tanner. Since one of our pillars of character in our middle school is caring, we are just starting a unit on grief and loss in 7th grade guidance. We will be talking about various kinds of losses, from losing a pet, friends, a loved one, or situations like divorce or separation. We will be learning about feelings associated with these losses and the different ways you can cope in these situations or help someone else cope with them.
Hey WCMS, it's Courtney with their new Check It Out feature. So I want you to check out this book I read over the weekend. It's a really great book and I highly recommend it. It's called The Lemonade Club by Patricia Polacco. It's a heartwarming true story about two best friends named Tracy and Marilyn. They're in Miss Widgeman's 5th grade class. They're very close to their teacher, especially when Marilyn gets cancer. Tracy and Miss Widgeman help her through everything. Little did the students know, Miss Widgeman knew more about what Marilyn was going through than any of them thought. Miss Widgeman, too, had cancer, but was always able to look at the positive side. Like Miss Widgeman always said, and if life hands you a lemon or two today, just add water and sugar, and what do you have? Lemonade! So check it out at the Kendall Young Library. And while you're reading this story, take a moment to think about our principal, Mrs. Hacker-Kluver, and wish her luck on her road to recovery.
Madeline, that sounds like a book we should all read.
Yeah, I think I'll check it out someday.
But right now, we need to get to the 5th grade with their reports.
To you, 5th grade.
Hi there, this is Josie, and we're about to take a trip back to the past in colonial Williamsburg. We are now in the time period from the 1600s to the 1800s. Colonial Williamsburg was founded by the Rockwell family. The wealthy family had seen the poor-looking houses and decided to fix them up. These houses turned into the first buildings in Williamsburg. Williamsburg was the center of government, education, and culture. It was also the capital city. About half of the residents are slaves or African Americans, and they aren't the only ones put upon with discipline. If you disobeyed a law, you were put in the stock pilter or jail, which back then was spelled G-A-O-L. Weird, huh? Well, back to the present. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Now here's Libby.
Hi, this is Libby, and we are going to be interviewing Mr. Olson for today's teacher feature. He teaches 5th grade math and science. Now let's ask him some questions. Mr. Olson, where did you go to college?
I went to UNI.
What do you do in your free time?
I enjoy listening to music and hanging out with friends.
What is the most memorable thing that happened in the middle school?
I would say probably the number of snow days we've had. It's been kind of hard and complicated to try and make up all those days and getting everything in. And I know it's been difficult for all the students and parents too. So that's been probably the most memorable.
Thank you, Mr. Olson. And now back to the anchors. Thanks, Libby, for that special teacher feature.
Now before we go, let's remind everyone of the upcoming events.
Monday, March 8th is a required WC2DC meeting for all participants and a parent.
And Tuesday, March 9th is a middle school band pops concert in the multi-purpose room at 7 p.m.
Thanks for all your care.
See you next time
from the middle.